I guess the last thing the police need really is the distraction of the fans themselves when they're trying to focus on the potential terrorism risk.
Yeah, I mean, it just adds another thing they've got to deal with, a time when the French security forces really are stretched.
Are they stretched?
Yes.
Have they not beefed up since the first Paris atrocity?
Yes, but you still have a limitation in the number of police, the number of paramilitary you have on the streets. They've hired some more private security, but they've admitted themselves they're prioritizing certain locations, and that leaves a lot of others vulnerable. So it really is a question of looking at where they feel an attack is most likely, and they're moving troops in that direction.
The French are not on their own here, are they? Let's be clear about this. I mean, I think what we learned from the arrest earlier in the week of a people smuggler is that there is an international effort now in Europe to monitor all intelligence sources and put force on the ground where necessary to convey an image of security. Do you think we can get through this whole competition without there being an incident?
Well, at Risk Advisory, we put out a report recently for our clients where we said that our assessment of the threat level was severe, which means that we assess an attack or an attempted attack is very likely.
Sorry, go ahead, please.
Well, and this is particularly around the Euros, but in France generally at the moment. And the threat level has not been higher in France in many years.
See, my greatest worry is not so much the beat soldiers or the gendarmes or the special forces on the ground. I think the French have a huge number of those, far greater, for instance, than the British. But what I worry about is what I heard in the wake of the Brussels attack most recently, and that is the fact that the internal security forces within Belgium were still pretty split, and there were different rivalries and different divisions looking at different things. So if that's happening within Belgium, what hope have we got that Interpol and the other cross-border agencies are sharing enough information still? That is my greatest worry. I think it's not going to be won, this this battle against terrorists. You can never win it, for a start, we know that. But what you can do is thwart as many attacks as possible, and that's going to be done with intelligence, not people on the ground, soldiers and police.
Certainly. And this is one of the problems that has been in Europe, is this difficulties in cooperation between the various intelligence agencies of the various member states. And it comes down to questions of just basic things about sort of working relationships, to also questions about how you spell someone's name. You translate it from the Arabic to English, or how the French would spell a certain name, so identifying certain people. These are issues that there are with cooperation. But
have things got better, Jesper?
I think it's very difficult to say at the moment. I mean, there was an attack very recently.
Undoubtedly, you'd say things would be better on the intelligence front. There's more cooperation, there's greater initiatives. But for you to say, you're an intelligence expert, for you to say it's hard to say, that worries me.
Well, yeah, I mean, but there was an attack in Brussels very recently. I mean, it's an incredibly difficult situation to deal with. There are multiple threat actors that are intent and mounting attacks in Western Europe and have some demonstrated capability to do so.